Welcome to the Wrestling Replay. I am Kato, and today we are going to get into AEW Full Gear pay-per-view prediction. I said we will run through the card. I got the card right here on my phone, and I'm going to give you my predictions and where I think I see the storylines going after the pay-per-view, because that would make a lot of sense of who the winners would be, to me, anyway. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start at the bottom. Let's start with the NWA Women's World Championship. We got Serena Deeb and Allison Kay. This should actually be a pretty good match. Now, Serena Deeb won the title from Thunder Rosa not too long ago. So I have Serena Deeb retaining her title, more so because I'm a fan of not just turning the titles over so quickly. I don't like quick turnarounds when it comes to titles. So I think they'll let Serena Deeb build up some momentum. I think NWA wouldn't let their champion lose on AEW. Also, that wouldn't make too much sense. And I think AEW want Serena Deeb to get some momentum going forward because she's also on the women's roster, possibly building towards something where you have another champion versus champion match, something like that. Next, we got Orange Cassidy versus John Silver. I like John Silver. I actually want to see more of him in singles competition, but I don't see any way that he gets past Orange Cassidy. Even with the help of Dark Order, I think the best friends will keep them at bay enough, to where Orange Cassidy will be able to win this match and go home with the W. Let's see what we got. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. Now, this is an elite deletion match. I don't know. This is definitely time to wrap up their storyline. I think it lost steam a long time ago. I actually prefer Sammy to be feuding with MJF right now and let MJF and Jericho maybe have a match later on down the line. But that didn't happen like I wanted it to. So it's fine. I think we'll end this feud here with Hardy and Sammy, and then I think Sammy will actually lose. I think he'll lose this match because I think Matt Hardy is their primary Matt Hardy to go on to something else, something bigger and better. I don't know if it'll be the TNT title, if it'll be the AEW title, but I think he'll definitely be, ready to move on and do bigger things. And plus, Sammy's young. He has so much time to bounce back and recover from a loss. And a loss to Matt Hardy isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not like you lost to a jobber or anybody. So it really doesn't hurt Sammy at that same time. Let's go ahead and get into Chris Jericho versus MJF. Now, if MJF wins this match, he will be allowed to join the Inner Circle. What I believe is going to happen eventually is MJF will take over the Inner Circle. So for us, sorry, my dog's going crazy. So for MJF to actually take over that Inner Circle, somehow he has to infiltrate the Inner Circle. So I could see a situation where MJF wins this match and gain entry into the Inner Circle and somehow take it over. I think Jericho is going to be forced into a face role, and he'll be fighting his way to get revenge on everyone in the Inner Circle who turned their back on him. And then he'll finally get to fight MJF, and that will cap off their storyline. But with him, fighting everyone in the Inner Circle just to get to MJF, it'll be building, a lot of steam and a lot of fuel to the big build up, to the big match between Jericho and MJF, which will probably be definitely sometime next year. But it'll probably be at a big show they have next year or something. I think that's where it'll be a nice time to cap it off. My only question really that I'm not sure about is what happens to Wardlow after MJF wins. I wouldn't mind seeing Wardlow and Hager team up, but Hager looked like he's not really interested in wrestling much. Looked more like he likes playing the role he's playing, that enforcer role. So I'm not sure if Hager is really going to want to team up. And plus you have LAX already there. So, man, Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to go. That's one thing I haven't figured out yet. When I was trying to figure out this card, is what's going to happen with Warlow and Hager and LAX when MJF wins, because Ortiz and Sammy are on the same page with, hey, we don't want MJF. So maybe Ortiz breaks from LAX, and him, Sammy, and Jericho, form their little crew, and MJF take over the inner circle. But we'll have to see, but I definitely have MJF winning that match. Next, we have our AEW Women's Championship. We have Shida versus Nyla Rose. I think this is time for Nyla to actually win the Women's Championship and have a really long run. I mean at least 6 to 8 month run, possibly a year run with the title. With her having Vicky Guerrero in her corner as the manager, I think that's going to be that little bit extra she needed, to really get over the hump and retain her title and not be distracted, or just stay focused in the matches and stuff like that. I think Vicky will bring that extra element. She'll be that extra little bit of interference that she may need in certain matches, just to get over. So I definitely got Nyla winning and having a long title run. I'm not sure who would challenge her after this. I wouldn't mind seeing her and Shida do a rematch. Maybe something where Vicky Guerrero gets involved and causes Nyla to lose, to win the match. So that would give Shida grounds to have a special stipulation to where the rematch with her and Nyla happens and Nyla still retains. So we'll see where that goes, but I have Nyla winning the AEW Women's Championship. Next we have, probably my favorite, one of my favorite matches of the night for sure. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page in the AEW World Title Eliminators Tournament's final. I definitely have Omega winning right now. Omega has finally hit that level that we've seen him at years ago before when he was in New Japan, and him and Okada was having those great matches. Him and Jericho was having those great matches. I think this is the Okada that we're getting now. The one we wanted to see when AEW first happened, when they first came about, but they decided to, feed him to Moxley like they have fed everyone else, and then, put him in the tag team. But I think we'll finally get the Kenny Omega that we've been waiting for, and that'll lead to a mega match for the championship later on down the road. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt Paige. Paige losing to someone like Omega in a close match, it still builds, it still built Paige. It doesn't like drop him back to the back of the bus or anything like that. I would really like to see Heyman Page more so in the TNT title range and not the world title picture anyway. At least not right now. I think in the future he's someone that will be a world title contender, but not right now. So I got Omega winning that match and moving on to face the champion later on whenever they decide to have that match. But let's get into this AEW TNT Championship. Now, we have Cody versus Darby Allin. All right. Now, I have Darby Allin winning this match. Let me tell you why. I think if you haven't heard by now of the rumors and whispers, because I've been looking online, seeing some things, and I think that Sting will make an appearance. All right. If Sting makes this appearance like everyone is thinking and predicting, his contract with WWE has ran out, his merch is being pulled, man, come on, what y'all doing? Y'all pretty much giving us the game plan. Y'all letting us know we gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Y'all letting us know we gonna be here. Now, I'm not for sure if it's gonna be this pay-per-view, but he coming to AEW. You know what I'm saying? WWE don't pull no merch. They want all that money. You know what I mean? But that's another video. But I think Sting will actually make an appearance here at the pay-per-view and help Darby Allin pick up a win. I don't think he'll physically get involved, but I think his presence somehow will be enough to distract Cody and allow Darby to get the win. And if you notice, Darby, he's been sitting in those rafters, kind of remind us of them late 90s Sting, those mid-late 90s Sting, when he was outcasted. So, hey, I think they're trying to give us a clue here, like, hey, we got somebody coming, So let's roll on to this AEW Tag Team Championship match, FTR versus the Young Bucks. Now, ironically, I did read an article earlier today saying that Matt Jackson really does have a leg injury. It didn't happen when FTR, slammed his leg in the chair. It happened prior to in another match. I can't remember which one, but I believe he has a slight MCL or ACL tear or both. So his leg injury is real. So it really plays into the fact that FTR really tried to cripple him and really tried to hurt him. Excuse me. Now that this injury has come out to everyone, to come out to the world. But despite the injury, I still see the Young Bucks picking up the win and becoming AEW Tag Team Champions. There's no way I see AEW Tag Team titles and not see Young Bucks ever in the picture ever again. That would be crazy. That would be insane. I think FTR and the Young Bucks are actually going to be those teams where they'll have, 7 to 8 to 9 different tag team title runs, kind of to solidify them as not only one of the best tag teams in AEW, but as one of the best tag teams in the world. So don't be surprised if AEW begins to bring in different tag team talent or put together different tag teams to feed to these guys to boost up how good they are as a tag team and tag team competitors. So don't be surprised if you start to see that, but I definitely got the Young Bucks winning this tag team match right here, mainly because of the stipulation. If that stipulation wasn't in place, you can make an argument for them losing, but there's no way I see them losing this tag team match. And now last but not least, our main event of the night, Jon Moxley and Kingston in a I Quit match. Now, I don't got either guy saying I quit. Alright? I don't see them having a situation like Roman Reigns and Jay where Roman was able to use the weakness of Jimmy to make Jay say I quit. Kingston, I don't think he has anyone that's close to him. He already said, the reason he's not married or have kids is because he lived for wrestling. He died and he breathes wrestling, and he wants that championship belt, and that's what he's been focused on. So he couldn't focus on having, a real family, right? Now we know that Renee Young is no longer with WWE. I don't think she would make an appearance at this I Quit match, but that's the only way I could see Jon Moxley even uttering I quit. But I don't think they're gonna use a similar tactic as WWE did recently. That would be a bad idea. That would be a horrible idea. So the only other way I really see it going is Moxley winning the match and Kingston either passing out or saying I'll quit, possibly a career-threatening injury or someone coming in throwing in the towel. Other than that, that's the only way I could see Kingston actually saying I quit. But I definitely have Jon Moxley winning. It's going to be interesting to see how they attempt to make that happen. But I definitely see Jon Moxley winning. Now, on to Moxley and Cody. I think there will be something down the line with Moxley and Cody for the fact that Cody believes that, he's the face of AEW, that he's carrying the Ace title, and that that he's the face of AEW right now. I think Moxley should have a big issue with that, seeing as though that he is the AEW World Champion, and I think he'll be looking to make Cody eat those words. Now, we know that Cody said he'll never go for the AEW title, but there's always ways around, stipulation and things like that. If the champion calls you out, he challenged you because you think you're the man and he think you're nothing. Do you say you can't turn down the fight, How could you turn down the fight? So I think this may be a loophole to get Cody back into the AEW title scene. I think Darby Allin will be the TNT champion. And I think that after he retains it, after beating Cody twice, Cody will move on. And I think we'll have Brian Cage or Ricky Starks finally, competing for that television title, which I think one of the two should go for. I'm not sure exactly what Taz faction is supposed to be doing right now, but you can't deny the fact that both guys have really good records at AEW. You can't deny that. So I would like to see one of those guys face Darby Allin for a TNT title. Not only will it make sense since they have been feuding with Darby for so long, but now that something more is on the line, now that you have a title, something that we actually really, really want from you, it would make the feud makes even more sense. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry about that. So, that's my prediction for AEW Full Gear. We didn't get to see Scorpio Sky and Shawn Spears. I'm not exactly sure why that didn't happen. I don't know if like it was a COVID issue or something like that, or something like totally non-related. But we may get them on Full Gear if we do get that match for any chance, or maybe we'll get it on TNT Dynamite next week if we do get that match for any chance. I have Shawn Spears going over because it's definitely time for Shawn Spears to start building momentum. When he first came in, we thought he was going to be one of those top guys, one of those main eventers. And unfortunately for him, that he's just haven't been able to do that. But now that he's back, it'll be a chance to capitalize and beat Scorpio Sky and start to gain momentum in the right direction to actually, lead to maybe a TNT title or lead to an AEW world title shot. So I think that's one of the things I wanted to mention. So I think that's where we would go with Full Gear. That's my predictions for everything. I would love to hear what everybody else thinks. I don't know if I'll be watching the show live. If I do, I'll definitely drop something on my Instagram, the Wrestling Replay Instagram, and let you guys know we're watching it live. We probably won't be showing the actual video content, but we'll be live. You'll be able to hear us talking, and you'll be able to see, well, can't see, I'm sorry, but you'll be able to hear what's going on. You can't see, but you'll be able to hear what's going on. I don't want to get hit with any, copyright issues. So that's my whole prediction. I would love to know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Who you think would win these matches? Where do you see storylines going after Full Gear? And do you actually like the Full Gear card as a whole? I think it's one of the best cards they put together so far. To me, I think Kingston and Moxley promos have really sold this AEW World Title match, and this is one of the ones I've been looking really most forward to. So I believe that match or Kenny Omega and Heyman Page match will be the match that actually will steal the show and be the match of the night. So I'll be love to hear what you guys think. I'm Kato, signing out. Peace.